Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to this reading. We will see what this new version of you that is emerging at this time. We have pile 1 over here with the solar plexus chakra. We have pile 2 with the third eye. We have pile 3 with the root chakra and pile 4 with the heart chakra. Okay, so make sure to choose with your intuition. If you're not sure how, you can visit the video in the ribbon above. It will walk you through it. Once you've made your choice, the timestamps are there in the description box in the comment below. Whenever you're ready, we will get started. Welcome to your reading. We will see what is this new you that's emerging. You chose the solar plexus crystal here. So let's see what we get for you. I got COVID last week, so I'm still recovering. So I'm not going to make this reading too long. But hopefully we can get a really nice, short and sweet reading for you guys. So let's see. We have moved beyond intention to belief. Getting a really powerful vibe here. We have feed your artist. Okay. And we have fearless expression. We have 5, 5 and 5 coming up, which indicates powerful change and transformation. This is where you express yourself freely in more than one way. Speaking your intention, understanding other people's. This is corresponding with the throat chakra. And with Feed Your Artist, there can be different ways of expression that you're adopting, such as artistic expressions, but also, talking more freely with people or connecting with like-minded people as well, where you can be free to be you, basically. I like this imagery here of this card because we have a key and there's like multiple rays surrounding it, which indicates you are the solution. And it feels as though you are uncovering your own unique self, or your deeper power, where you can put your foot down, you can say no to things, you can say yes to things, depending on what is it that you need to be developing at this point. And that, I feel, is bringing you a lot in alignment to more abundance, more blessings, more like-minded people as well. Okay, 5, 5 and 5, super powerful. You might see these numbers when you are creating this rebirth for yourself, or is being created through the universe. I know I was seeing 555 before I got COVID, so yes, it was it is definitely a game changer. So yes, I'm not saying you will get COVID or that it has to come in a form of sickness. That's not really the point here. I've seen 5/5s before and I've never gotten sick by seeing them. It's just whatever serves the purpose in helping you recognize your power, your truth, and to be able to express yourself as freely as possible. We have the death coming up. This is insanely powerful once again. Corresponds with Scorpio. You could have Scorpio placements in your chart, or it can be just talking about shedding old ways of being, old patterns, traumas, dealing with pasts and kind of putting that to rest once and for all, not dredging that anymore. It also talks about the phoenix energy, so rising from the ashes. After you shed that old skin, that old layer, you are born again, you are new, you are again much closer to your authentic self. Then, speaking of alignment, we have the lovers. So if you are in a partnership, this can make you a better lover, better partner, or it brings you into alignment with someone who is your divine partner if you're looking for someone, but does not have to apply in a romantic context. It can mean that you're making some major choices, lifestyle changes. You can what else make it again is relates with Gemini, so you're communicating very powerfully, so your words have a lot of gravitas. People can be very motivated and moved by the things that you say, or the way that you express yourself is just empowering for others. You are doing that, I feel, to feel empowered, but that in turn is encouraging others to do the same as well. Then we have the Ace of Cups, which is a wonderful card again for love. So if that's something you want to attract, then it's coming towards you for sure, or you're manifesting it. It can also indicate that you're letting go of old patterns and beliefs related to love and relationships of any type. It can even relate with, friendships and family relationships as well. But it basically opens you up to invite more healthy, nurturing, equal give and take type of love and relationships. Okay, this also says you're opening your heart, you're very compassionate, you're very generous. People are able to see that, and they're extending the same thing towards you as well. Especially when we have the Lovers, it indicates you and someone else, another person or another group of people who are working in tandem. The Lovers can also signify that you're coming into unity and wholeness within you, especially when we have these two cards around it, where you're combining your divine feminine energy, where you're able to flow, you have intuition, you can listen to it, you make space for your well-being, your fulfillment, and also make space for other people who are important to you, nurturing your projects, creativity, and gifts. But you also are in harmony with your divine masculine, which is you're able to take action, you have drive, courage, and you can push forward whenever you need to. There is a discipline, there is personal power. Again, that sense of boundary, what you say no and yes to, that's very important here in creating any of your dreams. We have the Knight of Wands, which is very spontaneous, very energetic. It can be that you're just sparked to life by life again, that you're taking a random trip, you're trying to be more spontaneous, again expressing wildly, fearlessly, not holding yourself back, because I feel like, again, this is a very empowering card. You're listening to your gut instinct and you are letting that lead the way. Okay, this of course means that you still practice your personal discernment. Doesn't mean that you're bothering other people by doing any of this. It's just that you are making more space for your fun time, for what makes you happy and passionate, driven, creative, all of these things. Again, fearless expression, basically. We have the Five of Cups, again, number 5 coming through. This can, once again, like I said, bring some resolution to difficulties of the past, anything that you're mourning, anything you're upset about, anything from the past that just keeps popping up, or you feel kind of about it, like it's not yet dealt with. It somehow keeps coming up in the back of your mind, or you're still reacting to those emotional baggages and patterns even now, even if the situation is over and technically or logically you feel as though you have moved on. It's as though your heart has not. Those types of situations you're healing, again, bringing into wholeness. Fives talk about periods of adjustment, turning things around, something that is not beneficial, that is, transforming and changing. So yes, it's a very potent time that is coming forward for you, where you're just letting that past kind of be where it is. And generally, the cards show that there are certain things that have fallen apart, anything uninspiring or stagnant, something that has gone on for too long, that is falling apart, and we might not necessarily enjoy that because we get accustomed to stability and comfort zone, but that's not where we grow. That's not where the excitement, passion, drive is. And Knight of Wands and Ace of Cups, the Lovers, all 3 cards want to be inspired. The Death wants to bring about a closure to things that are, again, not in alignment, not beneficial for your growth anymore. So in that way, you open up yourself to new avenues, new relationships, new patterns, new experiences, and that's what is setting you alight. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. This can relate with, physical fitness, changing your lifestyle routines. Like I said earlier, it can be taking more action towards your dreams, the dreams that are actually calling to you, not just technical goals that we must accomplish in life. There is a practical aspect to it though, so it's not like a complete wild horse like with the Knight of Wands, but it's also kind of like, does it make sense? Can I do this every day? Is this sustainable to practice this habit, or am I taking on too much? Am I saying no to too many things and now I don't have anything exciting? Or am I saying yes to too many things and I don't have time for myself? So yes, what is sustainable for you? What habits are going to grow you? It also relates with farming and laying down the seeds for future germination, future growth. So yes, you can be looking towards projects which show a lot of promise and growth, basically. Again, it can be related with career, but also your personal goals and journey. it also indicates that you're getting stronger and stronger in a physical sense and in terms of balance as well. Even if you take on more, you're not crippling yourself, you're not staggering in any way, you're making slow and steady growth, which allows you for time, for personal time, for spontaneity, excitement, and free expression. Okay, then we have the Ace of Wands, which is again a very exciting card. Two aces coming through, which again, corresponds with the new you that is emerging. This says that you're very powerful, very exciting, very empowering, and you have a lot of potential and creative power within you. So I keep getting power again and again and again, right? We have physical, we have mental, we have emotional power as well. It's it's very magnificent, it's very nice. Okay, so Ace of Wands indicates that there is this new spark of life that is being created, that you are creating for you, but it can also indicate that there are many ideas that come to you. You might be very inspired and motivated and driven and so on. And again, you know how to use that as fuel. You're not getting excited and then not doing anything and then it just fizzles out. Like it has a risk. When we have the aces, it has the risk of not turning into anything else, because they need some action, some containment, in order to propagate and make something more out of it. But I really like that we have the Knight of Pentacles and move beyond intention to belief, the Lovers, and the Death as well, because it makes it more heavy, it makes it more real, tangible, easily practicable. So you can really make a huge long-term change actually using the aces that are coming through. Then we have the Emperor, which is so excellent. I absolutely adore that you got this. This is one more of the cards that indicates you are able to make something sustainable for the long term. You're very strong, powerful, charismatic. You can lay down structures. You can, again, have healthy boundaries where you say no to certain things or yes to certain things, and you're able to put your foot down. You are oozing power and leadership. It can be literally that you are up-leveling in your business. If you have one or you're starting your new one and you feel empowered by that, and it can also indicate that you're stepping into a leadership role where you are, you just have a very strong willpower, and I feel you have so much courage that you're consistently taking action. You have goals, you have sub-goals, and you have a plan. You have a very good idea of what you are capable of at what point, and that is a very important sign, right? It's not just about, I can be maximum efficiency every single day, I can be properly productive every single day, because it's clearly not possible. And that's why it's important to know at what day, what is our energy level, what can we accomplish, and then work with ourselves, work with what is already available to maximize what is already there, right? But when we push against the tide, that's when the Emperor becomes rigid, it becomes egotistical and things like that. That's kind of the shadow side of this card. So I really like we have the Death there, which indicates the death of the ego, the crumbling of things that we think we want, we think we desire, but we don't really. And once we get that, we don't really feel as though we are fulfilled anymore. And again, we are left searching and seeking, right? So the pairing here with all of these cards actually just is indicating that you know what you want. You're not letting a destructive ego be in the way, but you're nurturing the constructive ego, which helps you be an individual to help express yourself in a very strong manner. Okay, let's see some more. Pile 1, please. Me again. So Gemini, Scorpio, and Aries are the three top things, zodiacs that are coming up. Okay, we have the Sun, we have Pisces, and we have the 8th house, which again talks about powerful transformation, emotional and subconscious transformation and purging. There is clarity of shadows, again, past things that have been continuing, patterns, habits, people that are, again, toxic or not beneficial anymore, just kind of dead weight, that is being liberated. There is more move towards spiritual truth, understanding of your deeper self, and also your personal motivations of why you like certain things, when, how would you like to develop on those things as well. Okay, it's very profound. 8th house relates with the death and rebirth. So Pisces, another water sign, being there is very deeply emotionally satisfying and purging as well at the same time. So by letting go of certain things, there is like a relief. That's the correct word. A relief that is coming through, and you're ready to be bolstered again. 8th house corresponds with that phoenix energy as well. The transformation, and the sun being there is talking about empowerment, you being in charge of your transformation. There can be a lot of self-improvement things that you're doing here as well. But I feel like the universe is coming in to meet you halfway, for sure. It's a lending a hand, and it's like, okay, you've been wanting to do this, here is the change, here is the opportunity, and now it is up to you to take advantage of that. Okay? So that's what I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. We will see what this new version of you that is emerging at this time. You chose the third eye crystal over here. So let's see what is coming up for you. Now, I got COVID last week and I'm still recovering, so I will not do a very long reading. But hopefully we can get a very short, sweet, very accurate, potent reading for you guys. So let's see. We have Find Your Sacred Flow coming up first. Then we have Change Maker, Make Waves. Very nice, very nice. And we have Creator Earth. Okay. So this is all really good in terms of career, money, health, vitality, stability, and balance. Okay. Find Your Sacred Flow is talking about kind of rolling with the changes, creating changes, making things happen for you, but not, by resisting and pushing against. It is giving me a comfortable vibe overall. Creator Earth as well has a comfort vibe. You use the resources that are there. You don't have to manufacture something new, but you do something creative with what is already present around you. So your sacred flow can indicate, again, being in alignment with what is already here, what is the universal way of working. So if you feel tired, you're taking rest. If you feel hungry, you're having some food. If you feel like pushing yourself, if you're motivated and driven, then you're motivated and driven and you're creating a lot of momentum, right? You're kind of going with what is already there internally and also externally. So Change Maker, Make Waves indicates that there are huge changes that are happening here, and you are participating with what is already changing. There are going to be some big changes, especially if you're watching it at the time that I'm posting in March. And February kind of is a rest period where we can collect our thoughts, kind of make certain voluntary changes that we want to set ourselves up for the coming month. If you want to know more about that, you can see your zodiac specific February reading. But yes, it indicates that basically that there are a lot of changes that are going to happen in the world, in our personal lives, whether we want it or not. But also it really very much matters how we react or what changes we want to make. That is going to determine how far or how big that wave is, or in which direction we want to shape our future, basically. In essence, we have a lot of say in how the future pans out for ourselves, especially when we have the Creator card over here, which puts the role in your hands. Okay, so let's see some more. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, I'll put this here. We have the Empress. Very nice. It's all about that flow, abundance. There's a lot of prosperity waiting for you, wanting to manifest for you. Again, I'm feeling some aesthetic changes. Can even be some remodeling, It can be changing the way that you appear, your fitness, or just, the way that you dress, or you carry yourself in the world, the diet that you have, kind of how you present yourself overall can be changing here. And you're feeling very confident in this new version. You are connected with your heart, your passion. You are attracting a lot of mates if that's something you want. If you are in a relationship, you are creating a more romantic environment for the two of you. And there's a lot of flourishing and prosperity just all around, okay? There can be some changes. I'm getting some decor as well. It can be in your workspace. It can be just the whole house in general, the space that you live in. You're beautifying it in some way, cleansing the space, going out into nature more. That's very loud and clear, and that kind of gives you a grounded, balanced perspective too. Kind of gets you in touch, makes you more peaceful inside and out. You kind of see things in the world more positively. That's what I'm feeling. Then we have the Four of Wands, again, that home celebration coming through. Some of you can be buying a house, selling a house, renovating. Doesn't have to be for everyone, but that's coming through, and that can give you a sense of confidence and stability and balance as well. You can feel like, okay, now that I've completed this milestone, I can relax, I can have fun, I can do what I want now. Now, this can indicate other types of milestones as well: career, financial, other vitality, business, things related to that, where you wanted to accomplish a certain goal or establish a certain habit, and now you feel like you've got the hang of this, like you've established a secure enough foundation for yourself that you can celebrate, you can spend time with your friends. It's also very exciting, new. It shows a lot of promise for the future as well, and it's definitely worth sitting with and celebrating for some time. I'm also getting you're indulging in some good foods. You can be going to some beautiful places. There's a lot of beauty overall, okay? Then we have the King of Cups, one more Cups card. So yes, your heart is open. There's a lot of flow coming through, emotional intelligence. There's spiritual awareness. You know what makes you happy, and you are willing to take steps to make that a part of your life on a more consistent basis. The King of Cups indicates that inner sense of peace, and that richness, abundance, and prosperity is first found within, and then the outside reflects it. And yes, the outside is reflecting it, okay? The Empress, Creator, Earth, absolutely. I feel as though the internal changes you make are going to very rapidly create external changes, okay? Yes. Then we have the Five of Swords, okay? This can indicate some, some things that were not fitting in your life. It can be certain people, conversations, ideas that were just not. I feel like one thing sticking out like an odd piece. That's what I hear. It can be, again, in your lifestyle. Everything else is going smoothly, but then there is one aspect that is kind of out of place. Doesn't mean that it's entirely wrong, but for example, instead of working out in the morning, you might prefer to work out in the evening, even though you read a lot about how it's more ideal if you do things in the morning. But I mean, if you don't have time, then you can adjust it in some other period of the day. So it's something like that, where something is not fitting, even if you're technically doing it right. And it's more about changing or tweaking it in a manner that makes more sense to you personally. So I feel you're listening to yourself a lot more. You're like, even if this is what I'm supposed to eat, I just don't feel it. I don't feel good even after I eat it. It's like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. It's not really boosting me up or anything. And there can be a change in that way. Perhaps you prepare it differently, or you complement it with some other staples, something like that. Okay, stupid examples, but it's sort of the little tweaks that are being made here. It can be the things that you say to yourself, the things you think, the mindset we're talking about here. It can also talk about making peace with previous conflicts with other people, so you don't want to dredge up the same things again and again. All right, then we have justice, which indicates balance. It's also about karma. So kind of, it's a very neutral card, first of all. Okay, you reap as you sow. That's the entire message. And that again puts it simultaneously makes it a powerful concept, right? Because we're like, well, so did I do enough or not? Did I do enough or not? But then karma is like, no, why don't you ask yourself? Because you're the one who is going to determine your own consequences. It's your actions, right? So yeah, this can also indicate some legal proceedings that might be taking place again. You've done a lot of work looking for houses, so you're getting a house, you're signing a contract, renting out a place, things like that. It can also indicate that a partnership you have does not have to be necessarily legal, but there is resolution in that connection. I feel there is closure, there is balance, mutual understanding, and respect. It corresponds with Libra, so that aesthetic beauty, the quality that I was getting early on in the reading, that is coming back around here, can also indicate that you're forming a relationship on an equal footing. This also indicates that you have a lot of self-respect as well. So you're not stooping down, nor are you aiming too high than what you truly are. So basically, you want to be in your vibe. Okay, you're not trying to push yourself to be someone you're not in any direction. All right. So yeah, a lot of balance, understanding, and the recognition that a lot of power is in your hands, and that you make your life happen. Life doesn't just happen to people, right? Then we have the Page of Wands, which is liberation, excitement, playfulness, spontaneity, flirting, chemistry, liveliness. Yeah, so there is definitely rising in vitality here. Your energy levels are doing very good, and again there is that flow. So the moment you get that spark of creativity, you're like, okay, I'm so excited, I want to do something about it. I want to know how I can express it even better. How can I do even better? How can I express it in the way that I'm feeling it? That's basically the point, right? Really good in terms of, I'm getting dance. Some of you might be dancers, and this can be the time where you're really putting your emotions out there. You're able to express yourself in a completely different way. And other artistic expressions as well are valid, but more strongly I'm getting dancing as a hobby or as a career. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's see. Pile 2, please. Move them. We have the 9th house, Gemini and Mercury. Very nice. There can be some big picture thoughts that you're having as well. This talks about the mindset shift, your view of the world, your belief systems, what your philosophy is. That is changing here. There can be some travel abroad to some place that is more natural, more beautiful, kind of again brings you more clarity, more connectedness with your environment. You can be meeting people from a diverse background, connecting with them on a more close one-on-one basis, or connecting to a community who is again from a different background, but you still feel a sense of kinship. The mental clarity is very loud and clear, and I really like that because we have the 5 of Swords, which can indicate that there is a lack of mental clarity, right? But you have a lot of understanding for yourself. I feel you can find a lot of peace in any situation. You're more diplomatic in this version of you. You can work with people who come from very different understandings and viewpoints. You can understand other people's mindsets, realities. That makes you automatically well understood, liked, and respected. Publishing, broadcasting also is coming up, advertising, things like that. Ninth house also indicates the legal sector. Perhaps you have some resolution that is waiting to happen in that area, and that is kind of relieving, kind of sets you free here. There's a lot of liberation with the Page of Wands too. So yeah, there's a sense of deep peace, compassion, understanding towards you, your surroundings, your life. And it definitely is a big change. We're talking about a new version of you, and we have change, make or make waves. So yes, and again, this can talk about how the universe is supporting you with the ninth house, and you can be in direct communication with your spirit, with your guides, with the divine, whatever you call it, and that brings you a lot of clarity for your personal case as well. We were talking about that, right? That there's something off, and it is personal to you. You want to make a personal tweaking. It's not out there that you just read about, and then lo and behold, that's the solution. There can be many ideas out there. Again, there can be blogs and articles and so on that can help you out, but ultimately it feels very unique to your case. Okay, but either way, there is resolution, plenty of relief, peace, stability, and excitement all at the same time. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in some of my other readings. Take care. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. We will see what is this new version of you that is emerging at this time. You chose the root chakra crystal over here, so let's get into it. I had COVID last week, so I'm still getting better. So I'm not gonna make this video too long, but hopefully we can get a very wonderful reading for you guys. So let's see. We have You Are Magic, which is the Magician card, coming up first. Then we have Prosperity Sisters, our happiness and joy. It corresponds with Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, talks about cooperative energy, being in alignment with your resources, with your people, your mind, body, and spirit, all working together. Then we have Befriend the Word, Polarize. This talks about meeting different people or getting along with different types of people, even if you come from polarizing worldviews or you just have a different way of working, different way of looking at things, and so on. So I feel you have amazing social skills that are coming for you here, a very nice creativity. You also have greater communication skills, and you can basically unite many different people from different backgrounds here. Okay. Also, I'm getting that you are more in balance yourself. So the communication that you have within you, so the thoughts that you have are working with you in your favor. So for example, you have more positive thinking, you have a more optimistic outlook of life. You also have a realistic perspective of what you can do with how much time you have, how much money you have, other resources that you might have, and so on. And therefore you have a keener understanding of the potentials of other people. So when you work in teams, you can, instead of, it does happen that, because we can do something to a certain extent, we assume that, everyone else can do that, but that's not really the case, right? We all have different strengths, different weaknesses, different levels of each of those things. And it's hard to just directly extrapolate from our individual experiences alone as to what someone else can do. But I see that you have a very good skill here coming through, that you can understand where another person is coming from and what their limits are. Okay, that makes you a very good leader, a very good team player. You are very skilled yourself, so any craftsmanship stuff you do, or anything where you just showcase your innate abilities in a creative format, all these things are working really well for you. If you're a writer, then I'm getting you that you find the right publisher, or you find the right editors, or you have genuine people who want to look over whatever it is you write. Okay, and you might be able to get different opinions on things, and that really expands your own personal worldview as well. Okay, then we have the 10 of Cups coming up. This indicates the first word I'm getting is wholesome. Okay, you're being more wholesome, you're feeling wholesome. There is a very happy family, blissful, content, peace type of vibe coming through with this card. Just fulfilled overall, well-rounded is also something I hear. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which says that you are multiplying your income in some way. Again, corresponds with being peaceful, connected with the earth. You're very balanced, realistic, you're practical, you're prioritizing your own well-being, but you also understand the needs of others. You're not sacrificing yourself, neither are you asking others to sacrifice in any way. So there is a contentment, a very chill vibe, basically. Okay, very chill coming through here. Also, this same attitude extends in a professional sense, because again, this is a new version of you, and anything that changes in your personality, your own mindset, is going to extend into every other area of life as well, right? So this indicates that this calm, collected vibe that you have, it is ensuring or assuring other people that work with you, around you, also leaks into the work that you do, and makes it seem very well-rounded, wholesome, like I said earlier, and you're very satisfied with all that you have. Queen of Pentacles indicates that you have better diet, better health, mental, emotional, and physical health, and you're prioritizing your well-being. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, another card, number 10, coming through. Indicates more luck. Again, you're spiraling upward. Sorry about that. So this can indicate that you are protected from influences that are beyond your control, hence the feeling of luck. And you're learning a lot about yourself, about the world. You can be connecting with people from different diversities as well. What else was I getting? Yeah, you might be improving yourselves, and self-improvement activities might be going on here, up-leveling your skills in some way. It's making you a master in something that you do, something that you enjoy more specifically. Okay, so if you have a hobby, then this can be just up-leveling your skill in that way, and you're feeling as though it can lead to future income, if not already. Then we have the Age of Cups. This indicates moving on from harmful substances, thought patterns, emotional attachments, subconscious beliefs. So believing that happiness is hard to find, for example, is one of those subconscious patterns and conditioning that can happen in certain circumstances. And the Wheel of Fortune with this indicates that you're moving away from that happiness is not hard to find. Instead, it is the most natural way of being. So Queen of Pentacles basically indicates coming home to what is already natural. You don't have to try hard whenever something is natural to you, right? So everything that you are wanting to create, wanting to manifest, is already there. And to believe that you're at odds with it and that you're far away from it is a mental state. And that's what needs to be worked on. It doesn't mean that because it's a facade, we can just, be like, no, it's not true anymore. Done and dusted, bye-bye. Right? That's not how we can resolve things. It will still take its own time because, it's our own mind. It's as fast as we can believe something and so on. So, whenever we have that gap between ourselves and our goals, the question is, why is there a gap? Why do I believe like there should be a gap? Why does it feel so far away? Does it need to feel that far away? Does it need to feel like hard work to get to that point? And who told us that it needs to be hard work? A lot of this is, mentality based, just because it's sort of like that. I don't remember the exact quote, but just because everyone believes a certain thing doesn't make it true, right? Believing that success is hard, or being happy is difficult, or having a stable family or having stable health is very hard, is basically creating our own blocks and self-sabotaging behaviors, right? We just create our own problems in that case to make it hard. So yeah, it's kind of a dilemma there. Like it can be really the case based on physical circumstances, but a lot of it can also be in the mind, right? So wherever the part is within us, that's where you're taking control, and you're eradicating things that stand between you and your goals, whether that is internal or it is external, or whether it is something that is internal and manifests as an external thing. All right, Magician says that you are in control and have the ability to manifest whatever it is you want. You can also be a manager of sorts. If you already are, then this can indicate that you are cultivating a culture of calm, peace, and cooperation among everyone. And there's just this, again, up-leveling I'm getting. And you're letting go of past ways of managing, okay? So it can be, for example, you're not following the same footsteps as your previous managers, or it can be that you are just changing your own unique style because you've learned something, you want to try something else, and so on. All right, then we have the Seven of Pentacles. This indicates you have patience and that you are nurturing your projects, yourself. Again, corresponds with career, money, and health more primarily, but patience can extend in many different ways. You are allowing things to take their time. There's this quote by Lao Tzu, and it says, nature does not hurry, and yet it accomplishes everything. Right? So Seven of Pentacles reminds me of that. There's no need to rush. The plant will sprout when it is time. The fruit will be born when it is time. We can't yell at it and make it happen faster than it is supposed to, right? So yes, you're being very calm and patient with yourself and everything that you care about. You're nurturing your surroundings, your space, giving things their time, and allowing things to happen as they must. Very nice. It's a very important thing to have, right? And we have the Three of Cups here, which brings, we have this Prosperity Sisters, right? You can be connecting more with your community, your neighbors, your siblings as well, making that a priority, and that brings you a lot of happiness and joy here. Three of Cups also brings you into alignment with your spiritual team, where they are able to communicate with you more directly. So again, you can be going into nature, connecting more with your deeper self, and by letting go of past conditioning or different facades and illusions that you might have cultivated individually. It happens like without us realizing many times, right? We interact with so many different things in life. So yeah, whether you're recognizing it or not, it does happen. So that's why we need to like meditate more, or go out into nature, or kind of spend some time in silence and contemplation, as in order to recuperate and understand our own mind, right? So yes, I feel like you're making something like this a part of your life, and that's bringing you very close with your inner self, with your spirit team. Also brings you more awareness of the signs and synchronicities that happen around you on a regular basis. Then we have the King of Pentacles. Again, that leadership card here. This is very good for financial gains, Queen and the King here. So for some of you can talk about a romantic context or a business partnership as well, where you're collaborating with someone who has a completely different viewpoint from yours, shares the same goals, but has a different way of working. And that's a very powerful way of up-leveling yourself, by the way, by talking with people who have different opinions from you, or who have different experiences from you. You might not agree with many things, but it definitely opens up everyone's worldview here and leads to mutual, growth, mutual abundance and richness in all across the board, right? So King of Pentacles can talk about that in a financial or a material sense. It also indicates loyalty. So you are being loyal, you're attracting loyal people. The things that you begin in this new version of yourself, you are more likely to follow through with it. There's more discipline, dedication, there's more love. And just I feel like the goal is clear. Yeah. I feel like the goal is clear for you in some way. Then we have the King of Wands. Again, another king. Very nice. This is really good for entrepreneurial situations. Also, anything related with personal leadership, strong will, determination, charisma, confidence, all of these things. Also, I feel like you have a lot of knowledge here. We did see skill, so I'm not surprised that we have knowledge coming through too. You might be establishing yourself as a leader, or you are stepping into that type of persona where you want to take leadership of your own life. Like I said, you are in control here, you're in charge, and you decide how many different aspects, facets of your life work together. You can also be working on balancing opposite aspects of your life. So it can be the work-life balance, it can be you versus relationships, it can be, your personal expression versus what you say out loud into the world, what you publish and what is just for yourself. It can be the local community and the diverse group in the world, larger community, and your contribution towards it. Yeah, so there can be some balancing of these polar opposite facets in life, making peace within these things. So this way, why that's important is because we have inner tensions too, right? Obviously, when different areas of our life is torn, we feel the same thing internally, and in order to eradicate that, we need to understand both sides, we need to practice moderation, and we need to make sure that they feed one another in some way or the other. Because when something is polarized, something is in opposition, they already have something in common. There is a basis in common that ties them together, because if they had nothing, they would not even be at odds, right? So there is something in common here, so there is always a possibility for balance and peace to be restored. And it is up to us, and then it comes to creative problem solving, diplomacy, people skills, communication. It depends again on your situation, but all these different topics come into play as to how you achieve that balance and moderation here. But definitely you as a person up-leveling to another level, okay? Complete leadership role coming through here. Queen, 2 kings, absolutely wonderful. You can be attracting your tribe here as well. You know who you can count on. People who are, again, from different backgrounds, but somehow you can count on them like they are family. Gorgeous. Very nice. And guess what? You are inspiring all of this. You're bringing into your own orbit these people. Okay, what else can we know for pile 3? 7th house, Aquarius and Neptune. You can be manifesting a partner here. Okay? 7th house talks about other people and partnerships. I feel as though the way that others see you is changing. You can be, for example, changing the way that you present yourself. I'm not feeling so much appearance changing wise, but more so behavior, or your mentality, or the type of people that you collaborate with is different. So your own personal worldview is shifting. And I feel, it is more about attracting the right kind of people into your surroundings. You can be bringing in more clients as well if you have your own business. Neptune talks about creativity, transcendental bliss, connecting with your spiritual family, and so on. So yes, there could be a lot of, but there could be some spiritual guides or friends who are about to come into your life as, closer friends, forming a one-on-one connection. And you will know this by the similarity you have in how you see the world. Okay, you might come from different places and you have different opinions on things, but okay, how do I explain this? For example, both of you want unity in the world, let's say, but the way you go about achieving the unity might be completely different. Okay, so your goals are the same, but the way you do it is different. But because your goals are the same, you're going to attract one another. Whether, again, this can be in a business context, romantic context, or friendships. All right, but other people are somehow a part of this. Aquarius talks about invention, innovation, genius, the mind, epiphanies, and so on. Meeting your like-minded people from way far away. Okay, it can be connecting with social media first, for example, and then you might meet each other in person because you feel really called to connecting further. It connects with the collective mind, humanity as well. So that's why I gave the achieving world peace example here. That's very typical of this placement. But yes, you can be going through some personal invention and innovation. You could be trying something new here. Magician comes up, and again, you have all of these resources and everyone uses them for what they are. But then the magician comes around and is like, okay, how about I put this and this together? And, it has not been done before. But let's see what happens, right? So there goes that innovation, a lot of creative thinking coming through for you. Okay, so there can be this... people might think that you're very smart, way further than this time, ahead of your time. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Yes. You might already feel that, but maybe you're expressing that part of yourself more. And you're finding the people who can see that aspect of you. So you find that validation from the other side as well, right? So yeah, it can play out in both ways here. So that's what I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. We will see what this new version of you that is emerging at this time. You chose this green crystal here corresponding to the heart chakra. So let's get into it. Let's see what's coming up for you. I did have COVID last week and I'm still recovering. So I'm going to keep this reading a little bit shorter than usual. But, hopefully we can get still a very punchy reading for you guys. Let's see what's coming up. We have Accept and Receive coming through first. It's a very nice card to get, especially in correspondence with the heart chakra here. It means that you are creating your opportunities, you're attracting new opportunities and mates and so on, depending on what your focus is at this point in life. But either way, you're very open to understanding and kind of following the cues of the outside world in some way. Then we have Magic Happens When You Most Expect It, card number 44, which indicates a higher sense of stability, resilience, also self-assurance. So you're trusting in your abilities, you're trusting in other people, if they're a part of the equation. You're also believing that the things that you need at a certain time in a certain place will come to you in the right place, right time, through the right sources. So yes, it can correspond with home and family circumstances, but it can be in a financial sense as well, or just anything that you feel is lacking and you need right now in order to feel more stable. Okay, so this card essentially says that when you have done everything you need to do from your part, the things that cannot be controlled by you are bound to cooperate, sort of. It's kind of like the universe meets you halfway, that type of card here. So that's very nice. Then we have Make a Mission Statement for Your Soul, which indicates that you're very focused, you're driven, courageous, determined. The card is quite red here, which indicates again that resolution, that connection to your instincts and the ability to act on command. So the moment you notice opportunities, you're taking action. You're not holding yourself back in any way. So any blockages, any toxicities, dependencies, all of those things that have existed, which have been stopping you from achieving your goals and desires, your desired form of stability, that is moving away, it's melting away. You're not letting that stop you anymore. Then we have Rise, which is a beautiful card once more. It just indicates that you're shedding an old layer, shedding an old skin. It corresponds with the Phoenix vibe, which relates with Scorpio. So there is a transformative energy going on. Not surprising, we're talking about a new version of you, so automatically it implies that a part of you is being shed. So with the rise here, there can be a rise in opportunities, a rise in your vibration. That is, you are loving more, you're more open, you're accepting, you're forgiving, and you're not allowing the past to dictate your future or even your current circumstances anymore. It's a very empowering set of cards here, but I feel a very zen yet empowered combination coming through. All right. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Once again, this talks about perseverance being the key. It is that you can you have encountered difficulties, and you've learned a great deal from those situations. And it has made you stronger than ever, bolder than ever, and more resilient than ever before. So you're immune to a lot of things, for example. So in a health context, of course, that's fabulous, but even apart from that, you can deal with any adverse conditions without feeling like it is adverse. You have all the skills that are needed in this new version to make your wildest dreams come true. This does not mean that everything is hunky-dory and that everything's just gonna fall in your lap, but definitely the right people and circumstances will come towards you because you're acting as a magnet in this new version. Okay, each and every phase of life has its own challenges. A childhood comes with its own challenges, so does teen years, and so on, right? So we can't expect that one phase of life is the best and everything else sucks. So that's kind of a message here. You're taking the realistic approach. You're being very again, you know your capacity, you know how much you can push further, and also you're very sure of your goals, and that's exactly what makes it feel as though the difficulties you encounter are not difficult anymore. Like you can get through anything that you need to get through in order to achieve what you want to achieve. And then we have the Queen of Swords. This indicates that your logic, common sense, your mental clarity is at an all-time high. You can see further into the future. This indicates foresight, okay? So anticipating something that has not happened because you have common sense, because you have experience, and because you are knowledgeable in whatever it is that you want to achieve in life at this time. So 5 years down the line, 1 year down the line, you are able to plan a bigger milestone, and you are able to see it through because you're making solid and realistic promises to yourself. It's a logical and calm approach that you're adopting towards life. Also, it indicates that your mindset is supporting you in moving forward in the direction that you want to rise in. Okay, so if you have certain goals, you're not stopping yourself, not internally, not externally. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. This can indicate that you have been feeling a sense of lack. We talked about this. A feeling of instability or insecurity comes along with the Five of Pentacles. This does not mean that that's what is going to happen, but I have noticed that in each pile, I've been getting at least 1 5 card here, which talks about transformation and adjustment, where, that feeling of lack or loneliness or disturbance needs to be adjusted and transformed into something much higher. Okay, so nothing to fear. It's very consistent and very assuring that it's here. It just shows that something that was stuck is not being stuck anymore. This can also indicate that you are the answer to your problem, so you can shift your mindset, you can do some clever thinking, you can strategize, you can consult people who are more strategic or well planned, someone who has been, getting through life in a more collected, in a more calm and calculated manner. Perhaps they can help you out in this situation. This also indicates that even if you feel like you're alone at certain points in your life journey, you're not alone. There are people who you cannot see, or spirits that you cannot see, who are always encouraging you. There can also be a literal mentor figure who is helping you out as well. Can be a mother figure, can be a close friend. The Queen of Swords has the characteristics of, like I said, calm, cool, collected, very strategic, has great foresight, makes logical decisions, can be a little bit detached from emotions, so not so great for touchy-feely companionship, but definitely if you need answers, you go to this Queen of Swords here. Okay, so it can be you stepping up to that plate, or it can be someone else you're consulting who's helping you out through something here. So you're attracting the necessary help and guidance, basically. Okay, the solutions of your problems are within reach, and healing is right around the corner. There is more balance coming through next. Yes, then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which indicates that focus, strong will, determination, concentration. So yes, your mental prowess is super strong here, but also your ability to showcase your abilities, i.e. your skills, your craftsmanship is up leveling. You are acquiring new skills. You might be learning something more in an area of interest of yours. You're spending enough time in things that you are passionate and driven about. You're not focusing on things that drain your energy and that tire you out needlessly. Okay, Eight of Pentacles also talks about investing in your future. Again, it can be in the form of skills, but it can also be in a financial sense, in a material sense as well. Pentacles are associated with stability and financial resources more primarily in a mundane context. So yes, for some of you it can apply in that way. Then we have the Devil, which corresponds with the Capricornian energy here, which once again highlights your persevering capabilities. Some of you could have been, doing some shadow work, i.e. dealing with your insecurities, fears and blockages, toxicities, dependencies and addictions. So this here indicates that you are out of the corner now. You are coming out of difficulties. You're able to understand and you can see things more clearly than you have seen before. Anything that you're obsessed with, it could be workaholism as well, like anything you're obsessed with or very fixated upon, it shows that effort is paying off and that you don't have to worry too much about it. You don't have to push too hard now. It's just a matter of steady, focused growth. Okay, steady, focused growth, not pushing too hard, too fast, not rushing yourself. Capricorn, that's where the Devil energy becomes destructive. Up until that point, it is pushing you along. It's that instigator of change and stability, future growth and legacy making and all of that. It is many wonderful things, but when it slips is when there is a very tight hold on something. Anything that you try to hold on to, it just doesn't work, because nothing is meant to last forever, right? So yes, that with the Eight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles really indicates that you're cutting out circumstances and habits and patterns that are limiting to you, that make you worry in one way or another, and therefore you're establishing that clarity of mind and spirit. Then we have the Moon coming through, which indicates a heightening of your intuition, your psychic awareness. There can be some healing you are doing here, internal, emotional, spiritual, psychological healing that might be going through. Again, corresponds with the shadow work there. This indicates that there is a lot more clarity coming through. Your dreams can have a lot of indicators of what stage of development you're in. For example, I remember when I started doing my shadow work, I used to see stormy waters, dark and gray clouds, or dark waters, or murky waters where it's like confusing and I don't really know what's happening. And that's very, that's exactly what is happening when you're starting out on your healing. You don't know what's up, right? That you have to keep on going in order to find more clarity, more answers, read about different stories of people, what they have done, what they have gone through, and so on and so forth. So as the journey progressed towards the end, when my healing was complete, at least a chapter of it, I used to see beaches and light blue waters, blue sky, and turtles and things like that, which were more pleasing to see, which was more clear. I could see the sand underneath the water and so on. Why I mention water is because that's related with the subconscious. That's how the dream state works here. The psychological awareness is depicted through water. Okay. And also the clearer the water is, it signifies how clear your intuition is developing as well. So the closer you come to answers, you will find more dream depictions that showcase the same thing, basically. There can be an attachment with a mother figure as well, or if you have some difficulties associated with your mother figure, then you are dealing with those things and you're coming out of it much stronger than ever before, like I said earlier. Then we have the Ten of Cups, wonderful card to finish with. It indicates a lot of bliss, happiness, peace, and contentment. It indicates that you don't want anything more because you have everything that you are seeking at this moment in life. So this can indicate harmonious relationships, you have enough, financial bliss, you have enough emotional, mental, and physical security that you can allow yourself to expand. Card number 10 also indicates a time of change, but it's more personally incited. You want to improve, you want to change, and you are the trigger that creates these changes. So a lot of power is within your hands. Any situations related with toxic authority or powerlessness within yourself that you felt regarding any aspect of your life, that is also transforming here. You're able to acknowledge where you're coming from and why you feel certain ways. Okay, that's not wrong, but at the same time, you're not getting stuck by it. You see where you're coming from and then you move forward into the next stage, basically. Okay, very empowering, very nice. All right, pile 4, please. Anything else we can see about the new version? Not really sure. I'm going to take this as 1st house and the 5th house. We have Uranus and we have Libra. Okay, so very nice. This indicates that you're healing your inner child, your relationship with your child self. You are also harmonizing and balancing aspects of yourself. You're expressing yourself more freely. There is a lot more creativity here, a lot more joy. Just like the Queen of Swords here, it indicates that, like I said, you can see further and you can kind of move towards your aspirations, but those aspirations are decided not only based on logic but also on passion and what makes sense for you, right? There is no one answer that fits each and every person around the world. That's just not possible. We're far too unique for that to be the case. So Uranus here indicates that there is an internal breakthrough, and I really mean breakthrough. Uranus is not kidding around. It does not mess around. Just recently it came direct, and I cannot even tell you that if you're watching this at this time, that is the time that I'm posting. But yes, I got COVID. My partner got COVID. One of my friends sprained his ligaments while playing. Again, very surprising. And then there was a fire in a neighborhood, and the entire area had to be evacuated because the fire could not be reached. And apparently in the hospital it was extremely busy. All of a sudden, nobody knew what's happening. It's like very strange thing. I know these are a little bit destructive in my area, but it does not always happen in a destructive way. But destruction is not always bad either, because it's liberating something, right? So destruction of obstacles, destruction of obsessions and addictions. It's just, there comes a point where, that you say enough is enough. This is it. This is done. From this point on, over. And you really, really mean it. That sporadic, instant epiphany that is a game changer. That's what Uranus is. So I'm talking about some serious breakthrough coming through here that is bringing you to a much, much, much greater alignment, balance, peace, and harmony with your environment, with your inner self, with your form of expression and existing as a whole. Okay, because 1st house, we're talking about your personality, your attitude, your general demeanor, how you show up in the world. So you're coming off more pleasing. You are more pleasing. You're feeling more amicable. You can change the way that, for example, you showcase yourself. It can be a dressing style change. It can be changing your hair. I do see a lot of hair going on here. So yeah, there can be, for some of you, changing your appearance in some manner that brings you this newfound sense of confidence. You are also rising in position in some way, because Capricorn says up-leveling and hard-earned up-leveling. You have made this happen. You've got yourself this far, and you fully deserve everything amazing that is coming towards you. That's basically what this says. Wow, very strong and electrifying, okay? This can be just in one day, everything just changes. It's that kind of vibe. Queen of Swords. Swords talks about some breakthrough, cutting loose something with the sword. So yes, this is extremely powerful. Your words are also very strong, and you have a powerful impact in your community. So don't sell yourself short. You're stopping to sell yourself short here with these cards. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the reading resonated and it helps you out. I will see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye.